So the Cool Gray 11 lows ended up releasing, and it seems like these things are sitting everywhere. They did not sell out. So the question is, did Jordan Brand kill the Air Jordan 11 low? Let's go ahead and discuss in this video. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. If you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals, check the links in the description, and happy shopping. And in fact, if you guys want to be able to buy these, check the link in the description as well, because these are still available at retail. So interestingly enough, these didn't sell out at $175. And this is definitely a nod to one of the favorite Air Jordan 11 colorways in the mid-top versions. And they just ended up making it a low top version. So first of all, leave a comment. Why do you guys think that these ended up sitting on shelves? I feel like the demand is there for the colorway. I know that the low top model has been hit or miss in the past, but for the most part, it's been a pretty big success. Every single one that ends up releasing has sold out. So what was different about this one? It's a nod to not an OG colorway, but a colorway that a lot of people really like. For those wondering, I've mentioned this book 1,000 times in my videos. Shout out to Jumpman Bosick for this. It's the Soul Collector issue, Tinker and Jordan on the front. Here is the details on that. It is issue 22, February 2008. You guys can try to search on eBay for this one, for those that are interested in it. Magazine price was $8 on the cover right here, but it has every single Air Jordan release in the past, at least up until the 2008 point. And this is a great template for like the OG colorways and whatnot. So you can see that the original colors in 95 came out in 96. It was the Concords, then it was the Breads, and then it was the Columbias. Space Jams came out in 2000, not an OG colorway, as well as the Cool Grays. So those were the two colors that they introduced on the mid tops in 2001, 2000 era. And then you had a bunch of low tops drop in 2001 time frame. So they didn't actually have the low tops like this in the original releases of the Air Jordan 11. I don't think Jordan Brand even retroed every single one of these colorways as far as I remember in the last handful of years. Then we ended up getting this one, and then it ended up just sitting on shelves. And I think part of it is just fatigue, man. Again, every single weekend there's another release. And it's not even every weekend, it's every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. There's just so many releases through the week that it's hard to even keep up with what is releasing. And then there's another one that ends up dropping before you know it. Also, they've expanded to the GS and women's lines, which they've released many like exclusive colorways to the smaller sizes also. And I wouldn't think that it would impact the men's sizing, but sometimes it probably does a little bit because there's a little bit of crossover between the sizes. That being said, there was the Easter colorway that dropped, and that one was the one that definitely seemed to tank the most. That one I think is still available online as well. So I think that people are just fatigued of the Air Jordan 11 low model. And we don't know what's going to be coming out next. There might be another one that they end up releasing really soon, but it just seems like there's just too many coming out too quickly for most of the people to come swoop them up. Also, the biggest factor is the quantities of the shoes. If they're mass producing this model, then of course they're going to be sitting. I mean, we don't know the production numbers ever, so it makes it really, really difficult to know if they're making 100,000 of these, 300,000, 500,000. Undeniably, Jordan Brand will make a ton of money off of the shoe because it is a cool colorway. That was a really bad joke. The funny thing is it's actually not cool gray, to be honest. It says right on the box, it's medium gray and Gunsmoke. The original one though did have medium gray, white, and cool gray. I told myself I was not gonna buy these. I already mentioned this to you guys on Twitter. I went off on these. I basically said that these aren't gonna sell out. Like a couple weeks before they released, I said for sure they're not gonna sell out. I just had a feeling like people were going to be sleeping on them, and then they actually ended up sitting, but they ended up sitting so much to the point where I was able to get them at discount at like 40% off from the Nike employee store, and because of that, I was like, dude, of course I'm going to scoop them up. For 40% off of retail, that was a decent price for me for these ones. So, I mean, at that price, I'm like, sure, of course I'll buy these, but I didn't want to pay full retail for them. They weren't that important to me. At the end of the day, they look great though on feet, and I think it is a nice looking colorway. But I think, again, we're just fatigued of the Air Jordan 11 low. Be curious to see what ends up happening with the next colorway that drop in the next. I did that Hypebeast video. If you guys missed that one, it was a pretty well broken down video talking about how all limited products are just really running the sneaker market right now. And a general release to most people just ends up sitting because there's no hype associated to it. And I hope Jordan Brand doesn't pivot too much in that direction. I do like to see that they make a lot of releases for the masses. But at the end of the day, if they make too many of them, again, like they did last year, they're just going to go to outlets, and then people will end up be able to buy them for like way more of a discount than what they're able to get them at currently. So I think that's just my 2 cents on the Air Jordan 11 Low and Jordan Brand in general. I don't want them to get too greedy and lose focus. But leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the matter. Is this a shoe that you guys wanted to get or not? And what do you guys think about the state of the sneaker market right now and how everything has to be limited in order for it to catch the attention of most of the little high beasts out there trying to buy sneakers? I feel like the Katrina 3s is another one that's going to flop. I did a video about it, how I didn't think it was fair and cool that Jordan Brand was actually releasing that. A lot of people agreed to disagree, and so many people left comments saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get these. I've been wanting them for years. But as soon as they drop, dude, they're not going to sell out. They're going to be bricks. They're releasing everywhere. And then all of a sudden, they've taken something that was really coveted to people. The iconic nature of the thought of what that shoe represented, mass released it and try to make as much money as Jordan Brand could off of it. And a lot of people did say, well, yeah, but you know what? It was a Derek Anderson PE beforehand, so yeah, I get that before Katrina. And other people have pointed out that they're giving out 10 scholarships to 10 people in the Katrina area. But for me, I'm like, 10 scholarships, no matter how much that is, that versus how many hundreds of millions of dollars they could potentially make off of the Katrina release is just like very minimal. If they would have contributed even 5% of the sales of that shoe, I think they would have done it more justice than doing a massive release with no contributions other than the 10 scholarships. But that's enough of me ranting about that. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. Appreciate it. I know not everything is always super over positive coming from me on sneakers. I mean, in general, I love sneakers no matter what, but there is a big business behind all these sneakers that are releasing all the time. And I think that they should be somewhat more responsible with what they end up doing. Anyways, enough about that. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think about the Katrina thing again, or about the Cool Gray or the Air Jordan 11 Lows in general. At this time, if you guys want to click the screen and watch any of the other videos on my channel, feel free to do so, and catch you guys for some more videos soon. Peace.